Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is your girl Fumanigoma. I know you know my name, and I just sometimes want to say it until you don't have to ask about my name when you see me. You're like, oh, it's that girl. So anyways, thank you for the new subscribers and the old ones, and I'm really hoping to be getting more subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. I really appreciate that. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much as you're doing that. So yeah, I am going to talk about today's session is one of the most interesting ones because a lot of students are not really aware of the social events that are taking place on campus. Like I said, I am a student at the University of the Free State, Bloemfontein campus, which is the main campus. Yeah, this is where I'm spending most of my days or my time. So I tend to know most social events taking place here because I'm even interested. I'm eager to attend, as long as it doesn't, the event doesn't clash with my lecture. I'm like, oh, why not? Why not attend? So I think since 2020, yeah, I really started attending things. Oh, well, COVID happened and, everything was now online. So for a moment, things stopped. So I couldn't attend. But otherwise, I would have been attending all the way. Because it's so fun. There's so much fun. So I have a question. My question is, how have you spent your days at back in your days? How did you spend your university days or campus days? Or if you're still enrolled now, so how are you spending your days? Or if you are still waiting to be enrolled, you're waiting for your acceptance or registration next year or next academic year, how are you going to spend your days there? Because I believe we end up getting what you are how do I say this? A lot of us end up missing on some most crucial events because we are so focused on our studies. It's a good thing, but you also need to engage in conversations which are going to help you build up your career and develop your personal skills, because all in the end, what we have, we can't just say go back home with a qualification without other skills obtained. You need to know how to what do you call those, you need to know how to interact, how to argue for or against, how to network with people, because that's really important. It's a really important aspect in our lives, and we really need to work on towards that. So now the University of the Free State, together with the international office and library and information services, has really been working out, doing the most. So in the past weeks, yeah, there was the social event where everything was beautiful. It was so beautiful. So I've written down my points because there's a lot that I want to talk about, but I'm going to keep it short. So here's my diary that I got from one of those events that I really attend to, because I really don't like missing out things, especially when I have some free time that I can use. It's always interesting. It's always a good thing for me to do. So yeah, the international office, together with the national library and information services, organized this beautiful 2 days event. On the first day, it was uh, a book launch by the famous Dr. Jerry Mofokeng Wamageta. I think we are all familiar with him. He was there on campus. I was so excited. I was like, oh my goodness, I'm finally seeing him. It's one of those people where you're like, I remember um, the first time I saw him was in this movie, which was released in 2005. Yeah, the Tsotsi movie. It was very interesting, kind of emotional to me at that time. So yeah, that's when I started seeing him, and then it was a familiar face thereafter. So now seeing him in person was one of those moments. I'm like, this is so cute. This is lovely. This is amazing. It was really a beautiful moment. Yes, he was launching his book entitled I Am a Man, a memoir. So it was such a beautiful, beautiful piece of work. I don't want to lie. And listening to the insides, you believe that I want to read this. You become interested. There's so much hope that, so someone lived this kind of life and they made it all in the end, so I can also do it. Like I've been saying, we need to engage in social activities that are going to help us move forward with our career and our personal development. So yes, it was one of those events, and it was a platform. The platform was open for questions and dialogues, so it was so beautiful. I really don't want to lie. Please don't miss out next time there's something like this. Always be on the lookout for such events, because some of these events, the posters on campus or emails. I don't know about your university, how it did it or how it is doing it, but you can always be on the lookout not to miss on such events. So now, the following day, which was now day 2. Oh, before I go to the day 2 event, I am going to attach these videos just to get a glimpse of how this masterpiece was delivered to us. It was one of the moments where you were like, oh, what a time to be alive. Honestly, what a time to be alive. And so here's a clip. I hope you enjoyed.
Because a fathered daughter knows who she is, and she's got her own values and protection. If a girl has been fathered, we don't have to start fasting when she goes to university. Because if she hasn't been fathered, she'll start learning about Marx and forget about her faith. She'll start being chased by the 3rd years, 4th years who have the means and forget about why she came here and go back home with a 2-eyed degree. I say, when you father your daughter, first of all, you take responsibility for her conception. You don't run away. You take full responsibility. I don't care whether it was a one-night stand and so-called mistake. And Musa, a 30-year-old man said, that Jerry, it was a mistake. A 15-year-old boy knows 1 sperm plus 1 egg in 1 time equals 1 child. That's biology. There's no one here who doesn't know that. And for you to come back and say it was a mistake, you mean you didn't see your zip go down? Is that what you're saying? And so this thing that when a lady is pregnant, the first response from a man is, how much do you want to get rid of it? Yeah. We don't take responsibility for our children. You take responsibility as a man for the conception of your child. 2, you don't outsource the fathering of that child to your wife and your mother and everybody else. You take full responsibility. This thing, hey, gents, hey man, I can't go with to Makufe or the Chiefs match in Durban with you because I'm babysitting. You're not babysitting, you're fathering. You're not helping your wife, you're helping yourself. And so fathering takes care of responsibility, and you provide and you protect and you give love. Listen, when you father, you give those things that makes you vulnerable, such as if your daughter, you're gonna have dates with your daughters and give them what it's like to go to a restaurant. They should be free to talk to you when they have their first period. They should be free to talk to you when they have their first crush. Now, you see, when I wrote that one was a problem to me. Because when Claudine was a nurse in Natal Spirit Hospital, so every time she goes to the hospital, Ntatesono takes her to the station in Klanzani, or even takes her to Faraday Station where she gets her last taxi. No, I can't check. Because the father is always there. He's in the way. And I could not wait to snatch her out of his hands. And so I am saying my attitude was misplaced because I fell in love with a fathered daughter. And I really had problems with that kind
So
of...
now, on the day two event, it was one of those ones where but it's very unfortunate that my audience is diverse, so I need to use a language that everyone will understand. Yeah. But highly handling ninka uka ke thabela ho bua taba tsena ka Sesotho hore di hle di tie hantle di qake fatshe. I really don't know if I've said that well, but there's this thing I'm gonna keep checking on my diary, which is from also. Yes, you know, there's so much joy. There's so much joy as a student going to events. You get those freebies, and then okay, there's also this favorite clause I would always look up to. On this events, I'd always be like, snacks will be served. That was my favorite line. I'm like, oh, snacks will be served, because I know it's not snacks. It's a cuisine, if I must say. It's a cuisine, and you eat and you have that extra package to take with you to your place, and like, at least I'm not cooking later on tonight. I have something that I came with, you know. And there's no shame in doing that as a student. There's no shame. It's so much fun. And I always have this tendency to be influencing people I attend those events with. We need to take this, you know, we need to eat, you know, we need to take this for later. Well, because some of this food, it's just left behind, but you know, you can't be doing this. As a student, you need to save and for every opportunity. And it's one of the stories you'll be telling to your kids one day, or not necessarily your kids or people, you know, like, I used to attend events for food, but then I'd get caught up because the event was so beautiful and insightful. Also, you know, as I was passing by, I saw a queue and people were waiting for food. I was like, why not? I'm also hungry. Let me just hop in and eat. So yeah, let me let me move to the second day event, which was the African language. Yes. One of the boards that were present were the PENSAL, which is the South African Language Board. This board it assists people. It's looking out for people. It's looking for writers who are going to write books or the content or articles in the mother tongue. We are talking the conversation or the platform or the discussion was about how are we preserving our language. Oh yeah. So on the day 2 event, it was the University of the Free State again. It was UFS Africa with in collaboration with SABC, Lesedi FM. So we're given this emphasis that if we are not going to protect our mother tongue, that's why caring just to show that I want to also preserve my home language, my mother tongue, because if we are not protecting our languages, all in the end, we know what's going to happen. We know we're going to be a nation that says that gets words wrong, that gets confused because we don't. It's like we're forgetting where we come from. It's like we're getting ashamed of our language.
You all. My name is Manili Nyokong. I'm the programs manager for Lesedi FM. Lesedi FM is a station that broadcasts in Sesotho to Sesotho speaking and understanding people. We are able to broadcast in 7 of the 9 provinces in South Africa. Ha re tlameha ho fumana dikuhuti tse ntjha mane kgasong. Ba sa tsebe ho bua Sesotho. Ba sa tsebe ho fetolela dintho ho tloha puong ya Sekgowa ho ya Sesotho. Bamamedi ba omanya tsatsi le tjhabang le le dikelang ka puo eo re buang le ka hore ha re bitse ha re hiri dibohodi tse ntjha re tla di fumana kae ha re bua Sekgowa re sa ikotle sefuba ka Bosotho ba rona.
Ditlwaelo tsa hore motho ha ruteile kapo a ntsa sa ruteha empa ha bua puo ya habo and a bua ka sebete e ka re ke kwata haholo ke tla buella mo ke tswang hore ha bua Sesotho se tileng se paqameng hantle e ka re o na le bokwata o na le ba bang ba re ke element ya bokwata, and that's not true.
We have the new democracy, but we are reluctant to respect ourselves. Yes, Sesotho production gets less of a budget than another figure to play. Why? It's our fault. It's our fault. Because we do not respect what is us. I did Mpolele that I told you about. Tshepo. I did Great Man's Song, talking about Me Mantsopa, a woman ahead of her times. What do you call somebody who is a prophet when there are no biblical influences and there are no sangomas, but this person is able to foretell the future? But because Kim Me ibile ke Mosotho and she lived in that time, the records are very scanty. But those are the people we need to learn about. And if people can see that and realize it and take it in on a theatrical production that absolutely does justice to the story and to the language, it is unforgettable. And there's a lot of biographies waiting to be written.
The implication was that it wasn't trying to limit people to learn new languages. It's a good thing to learn any language that you want, but please also protect your language. You don't want to be in a point where maybe in 2030 like, there used to be the certain language, but it's not there anymore, and there's nothing we can do because people will be talking a so broken mother language, and that is not so good. It's not good, and it will never be good. So university always has a way of trying to reach out to the students, and through mental support or such activities, extramural activities, which are there to assist us with our learning. and I'm gonna say this again, remember, we are not studying only to get the qualification, but to be able to expose ourselves of to greater things. We are trying to also learn how to fly with our self-development skills, because all in the end we need skills, and skills that are just going to change us, people around us, and the future. We need that. Okay, thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoy this. Should there be anything you'd like to say, remember you can leave your thoughts and your experiences more under the comment section. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Hope you continue to take care. I love you. Bye. See you again next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.